O2 versus 1400s now? Oh, no. What was my big up? Yeah, I think Recon could be like a top 5 player in the next year. As long as his opponent isn't in the top 500. Oh, that's a good thing that like his opponent is in the top 3 then. Because we have got Recon versus Beastie out on the open fields of Prairie. Welcome back to another pop game. Zumbi Susa, of course, is Beastie Cutie playing as the Malians. A decent pick. A lot of people desire this pick on a map like Prairie. On the other side, Recon, oh, c'est la vie. It is the strongest of civs, at least in a lot of people's eyes. The French are seen as an oppressive and dominant force here. What a way to whip him out. But is he going to get tempted? Are they both going to get tempted? Trade OP and everyone loves it. And yet, here we are on a map that people tend to dip their toes into trade on. And here we are in a position where the Chamber of Commerce would be quite easy peasy to get max length, more or less. I'll have to see. What I'm on about Chamber of Commerce, a lot of people have been building it at the moment. I wasn't entirely convinced. I said in my patch notes video, I thought giving up a 20% production speed that you otherwise can't have on your School of Cavalry and all stables was too good, especially in the later game. But in fairness, the value you get out of a super early trader from the Chamber of Commerce, or a few super early traders, may actually supersede it simply because it gives you a stronger timing earlier in the game. Especially against a civ like the Malians that's less likely to contest your trade. Because, as we know, Malians, they're about as one-dimensional, they're about as simple as me. They no brain, do one thing, that's it, right? Farimba is life. Is that the way BC wants to live his, though? We'll have to find out. Wait, hold on a second, let me just say that again. Marlins are one-dimensional. No brain, they do one thing. I'll tell you what, they're never going to have to worry about a housing crisis, that's for sure, though. Yeah. In many kingdoms around the world, homeless people all around, but in the Malian kingdom, it's like Oprah's giving out free property as if it's not 2008. You get a house, you get a house, everybody gets a house. And the cool thing actually about doing this against the French is you don't necessarily have to worry about them burning them down early. Why, you say? French knights want to kill units. They don't want to kill buildings. You know, if you think about the cost of building a knight and then it's sitting there torching, it's not exactly what we call a good return. Like, in comparison, you could have built 3 spearmen for the same price. And if all they're doing is torching, spearmen make more sense. Anyway, those knights, if we do see them argument on a delay, it is going to be Chamber of Commerce as expected. A little bit late on the lumber camp. He should still be able to get the research in time, though. With the build-up, it's just 4 villages. If he gets forestry straight away, he should actually have a trader building the moment the Chamber of Commerce completes. But that would require that you click forestry, which so far hasn't happened. Remember, the reason it matters is because, like, you basically need to have a tech complete as you complete the Chamber of Commerce to then immediately queue a free trader. I think Recon's playing it safe, though, because it's better to be a little bit late, a few seconds afterwards, for example, the forestry completes, than a little bit early. Because I can't remember, did anyone confirm whether this actually remembers all your previous texts? Because I've heard from multiple people it does remember texts that you researched before the Chamber of Commerce is built. But I've seen a lot of players kind of very paranoid, not even starting texts until it's complete. Surprising way to open this up, though. I mean, Recon, the way it's now going, it might just be more optimal for him to start building a trader and paying the price to start with. Because this time is going to be off otherwise. We'll see how it plays. Meanwhile, the other side. Mines, pretty cut and dry. Get the Saharan trade network down. Ensure there's no kind of burn down on the backside. This building just feels too good, to be honest. I think, really, the Malians have multiple issues that have created this one-dimensional build towards Zerg with the Frimba. The sad part is you can't really remove it without making the Malians the worst civ in the game. It's kind of the only thing they have right now, right? Is going Saharan trade network to protect your gold gathering into Farimba. And that's it. Really feels like they need to maybe buff up, is it the Fusilinia I think it's called? The one that, you know, increases what you get from cattle, or change it completely. And maybe offer something alternative to the Mansa Quarry. Well, looks like on the other side, we still, are we lacking traders still? What is Recon doing with this build? Huh? Is he not going to trade at all? Have I been scammed? Can I refund this game? Honestly, like if... So here's the thing, folks. If we looked at this one screen and I told you that he has no traders, you'd think we were on a water map right now. Why has he even built the Chamber of Commerce at this point? Forestry, like, bruh. The reason I'm hovering forestry all the time, guys, is because you pay less than 50% of what it would cost to get a trader. And of course, you still get forestry. He didn't get specialized pick either. Like, he didn't get anything. He's going to get a second TC at least. And there is a juicy placement here. Boar, deer, double bet. Oh. Huh. Now, some people like, wish I was Delhi, but who cares about the boar then, right? Like, no, this is fine. I mean, wish I was Chinese with this. If I was playing Chinese, I got this spawn. People would start thinking my dad worked at Microsoft. This is pretty juicy. Oh, looks like BC has ID'd it, but sadly with the changes to the ball, change that back relic. You can't do anything to mess with it. It's going to be a mill drop. Where's the TC going then? Oh, Recon, you crafty little goose. Crafty little raccoon, actually, but you're now a goose. Because you're quacking a different tune here. You know, he's done that intentionally. He built the mill because the scout was nearby. Now, he could have still built the TC afterwards, but it seems Recon wants to lie to Beastie. How dare you, sir? He says, I would never build a TC in a game against Beastie. No. He'd just find a way of getting more late game greed. Wink. And then drops it in the back corner where Beastie's likely to now never see it. And the reason he'll never see it is this. Double horseman on a map this big usually can actually snipe out a scout. Unfortunately for Recon, because he hasn't microed one of the horsemen past the scout, he's probably not going to get enough damage down here. Meanwhile, Beastie looking to get some damage done the next few minutes for him. A garrison about to complete. Recon has finally got a trader queued. What? Why did it take this long? I kind of get the mill, right? Because he wants the mill elsewhere. But, like, not even the forestry, dog. You would have gotten a trade. And that trade would have paid for 3 forestries. Like, I'm pretty sure trade on this length would get you about, I want to say 150, 160? I think 160, maybe more. Wait, where is his trader? Wait, what? Hold on, did Recon just cancel it? Oh no, he's got another corner, I'm an idiot. I was about to say, don't tell me you can cancel him and get paid. That would be broken. No, he's just heading the other corner. However, so is someone else. It's kind of weird that because Recon waited this long on eco upgrades, he's now just going to get no value out of the Chamber of Commerce. That's a bit of a funky build. I wonder what Recon's thought process was with this. Might just be easy to forget about like forestry for a value proposition. Maybe he thought that actually Beastie was going to commit to Iraqs and build a few Donzos because he was up against the French. So he thought that he would never get to trade. Whatever it was, he's never getting to trade now. And you can see Beastie's even looking to oppress him. He's going to look to drop a toll outpost in the area. In the meantime, Musafadi warriors, of course, fast enough to chase this trader down and kill him off. And third TC is going to be played from Recon. I actually think Recon was hoping Beastie would react to this Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce was built to essentially force Beastie to shut down trade. But the problem is that Beastie, instead of reacting to it in the interim, went for the strong timing of Feremba. So now Beastie just has exactly what he would have as the Malian player. And he'll still have the ability to shut down trade. But now he'll be able to escalate to kill the French player. And these extension TCs are not going to be safe, folks. I mean, they're on their own. They're far out in this one's case. Only 2,500 HP. And of course, with no standing army, the Musafadi spam could easily be up to like 2025, at least by then. And that's the moment BC was trying to play a little bit wide, scout for an opportunity. Now he sees it. Needs to be careful with these Musafadi warriors. If you trickle them in, they're just going to die. If he now waits up to, say, 20, 25, I think he can just torch this down. Like, if you look at it, Recon doesn't actually have a defense force. Even if he tries to build one, it's not going to work. Has to go for Horsemen to react on the flanks into Archers. The reason you don't go Knights here is Knights will be countered by the Musafadi. And also, with the savings you make from not going Knights and going Horsemen instead, you have enough left over to get Archers. Obviously, it's a different resource, but if you think about where you allocate your people, you're paying 80 resources here, paying 120 here. That's still actually a 60 resource discount over Knights. And you build them faster. Looks like Recon will at least be able to block out an additional pit mine for the moment. So we'll take the small victory where he can. Musafadi, notice that glint on them. That means they're stealthed. Were stealthed. This did get buffed, by the way. In that you can now get access to a very helpful tech earlier on. One that I believe BC is now going towards with the blacksmiths. So there was a tech hidden behind Imperial Age before that allowed your Musafadi warriors to heal when stealthed. But it was +2 health a second and it was an Imperial Age tech, so it's bad. They moved that to tier 3. I remember talking with the devs about this. I was actually very glad they'd done this. Let me find it. Wait, no, it's not Blacksmiths. Where was it? Did he already get it? There it is, local knowledge. So he hasn't actually researched it yet, but he has built a racks. So he might be going for it. So 350 resources, and as you can see, +2 health every 1 second while stealthed. Really useful when you're out and about. I'm expecting high-level players to optimize this and get so much value out of it. Because it's going to allow you to turn what is a Zerg approach to AoE4 into like a Protoss-Zerg hybrid. Because instead of just throwing all these units in and losing a lot of them in a trade, you're going to be able to micro back injured ones, heal them up, and the rest can just keep aggroing. Same way you would with Knights with Chivalry. It's going to be insanely powerful. If he gets it, that is. The reason he hasn't rushed towards it right now is if you look at the numbers, I think he's only got like 1 heavily injured Musafadi, so it just wouldn't be a good play right now. Instead, he's just going to look to use the stealth aggro-wise. Stealth working his way around the backside. I think we ever saw what the trade is done, because I don't think they ever actually completed that trade. It's been walled in entirely. East side also has been guarded by the Donces, so no trade options at all. Musafadi making their way in stealth. Remember, they don't reveal those buildings anymore. They are deep in. What a strike. Recon immediately with nowhere to run. Several villagers going to flop down. This stealth is just going to get outrageous, folks. Remember, you do not reveal on normal buildings anymore. It's only up against scouts, outposts, and landmark town center. Problematic here. He was trying to get the outpost up a little bit too late. Recon. Now we'll have to fix those sides. And PC maybe a little bit too quick through the keybinds. Might just be that he's trying to distract, make his opponent panic a little. So frustrating, though, that you have to now play outposts, especially on a map like this. Feels like you're going to need them everywhere. And remember, there's not much wood to work with anyway. Musafadi in again. Oh, dude, this is infuriating. Think about the eco difference not being that big between them in conjunction with the fact that BC is saving 20% on building these units, and then is also getting passive gold from the pit mines. So, like, actually, eco-wise, BC is very comfortable in this game. I wouldn't even say he's behind. I'd say he's ahead slightly. That's going to escalate further, right? He's already got 4 relics. 5th one is on the way home. Sacred Site's going to be captured after that. This is becoming incredibly problematic for Recon. This feels like everyone's just getting clapped right now. Ah, yes. Archers counter Musafadi. I mean, in fairness, folks, this is Feudal versus Castle Age, but even if they were Castle Age, these guys' numbers would still be up. Musafadi warrior count still above 30. Feels like it's just not going to slow down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he even layers in a few more racks to push additional units out, but that would require food, right? You just want to be gold concentrated still. Pit lines being set up. Just more random wall lulls going off. It's like the Vanguard will be cleaned up, but Recon still just feeling shrunk, right? Like his eco isn't exactly booming. He hasn't got additional villager force to build into a new tech up. He hasn't got a big army to speak of. He's very much lacking in a lot of departments right now. It's kind of awkward. Like, if I had to identify the issue here, I think Recon kind of big-brained himself in the early game. Not playing into the eco upgrades to the trade when he had it for free was a bit of a mistake. And by the time he was starting to get these eco upgrades, the trade was no longer feasible. Imagine if he had that extra influx for free of 2, 3, maybe 400 resources. Where would he be now? How much better off would he be? We don't do an if, buts, and maybes. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, then every day would be Christmas. It's like every day is Christmas for Beastie. Always being gifted Elo. Definitely looks like he's going to be gifted some soon. Recon. Army completely away from home. And a new wave of Musafadi on the way in. At least clean up the Gonzo, but I'm more worried at home for him. Like, sure, he can run the army back, but a lot of his archers, they're going to move slow. Beastie, Beastie, Beastie. Where do we go from here? I mean, what are you really missing? Feels like there's not too much to annotate in terms of build, right? Like, it's going to remain very kind of one-dimensional because this is just the way the Farima build works. Musafadi, Musafadi. And if you feel like you've ever got enough Musafadi, build more Musafadi. He could optimize with javelins here. Like, you are up against mass archers. That's a possibility. But I love how instead of going for javelins, he's utilizing the Musafadi stealth. That's the reason he hasn't built the counter to archers, is by going for this type of build. If you go javelins, they don't have a stealth, right? They're just kind of stuck. By just going for the Musafadi, you can dodge the counter and come in strong elsewhere. Speed of coming in strong. Pretty sure you just torched the TC here. Oh my lord. Farewell, sweet lordy, I barely knew you. I mean, I just don't know what to say anymore. There's really not many things left Recon can do. His archers aren't the worst. It's his best idea up against the Musafadi, but the problem is he never gets to fight on his terms. It feels like you need to have had walls up, but this is the issue with Prairie. Like you don't often get a spawn that allows walling. Walling also got nerfed on the part. So not something you can rely on anymore. As people are noting, the torch damage is just insane. They're definitely not getting more torch damage than they should. It's just the fact that there's 25 of them there next to a town center that only has 2.5k HP. That's what makes it look so absurd. This is pretty much done. I mean, Recon's army isn't even home, really. It's crazy to think that this build, we talked about the idea of local knowledge, and I think, like, in some ways it could still help, but he just hasn't needed it. He didn't need to be optimal because, like, instead of being in the situation where he takes a fight and pulls away, BC literally just chose to avoid fighting. Just shows you the potency this guy plays with. This is what he's renowned for, right? BC will rarely ever take a fight on your terms. You have to work so hard to force him into an engagement he doesn't want to be a part of. Where he really excels is at stretching the map and dictating terms. And it has to be said that Recon hasn't had the ability to dictate terms once in this game. I don't feel like I've seen one moment where he got to choose where they fight and how they fight. Just like, once again, this at the backside. They're stealth, folks. That's why he's not reacting. It's not, haha, Recon noob, why not move? Recon didn't know to move. Even with textiles, they still get butchered. In fact, I think there's going to be another TC dying. Look at the amount of Musafadi. If he tries to fight with archers right now, he dies. On their way with the crookedy bows. TC's just gone. What's that? Archer's counter? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's when Recon will scream, no, he's out. BC, typical Malians. Every time you play him, you have to end your stream and go have a shower.